For centuries, the essence of curling has remained the same. The skip throws and the sweepers finesse the rock across the ice. But new brooms could change this ancient sport. This week, 22 elite teams announced they refuse to use them. Now it's a battle over how far the game can arc toward innovation without sweeping away tradition. Cameron McIntosh explains.
Some think it's all about the throw, but for Saskatoon's Steve LAYCOCK and other elites, it's what's on a player's broom that's at issue.
Some of the brooms that have been made now, you'd be able to, having never curled in your life, to walk out there and have a rock back up 4 feet. So, I mean, that's probably more than we want it right now in our sport.
Holy jeez!
This is what he's talking about, a controversial prototype demonstrated last weekend, which can put an extreme curl on a rock using a so-called directional fabric on the brush. The manufacturer, Balance Plus, says it won't actually sell it, but wants to make a point about other brooms.
And this is the ice pad.
Namely this one, made by Montreal-based Hardline. It got its break on Dragon's Den. It uses a new cloth technology some call directional. No question it helps a rock glide, but its creator says it can't be painted with the same brush as Balance Plus's prototype.
We've basically just taken over the market, and you know, there's one competitor in particular who's not too happy about it.
It's a long way from those old corn brooms. This week, a couple dozen elite teams signed onto a petition for new standards, started by Nolan, who it turns out is sponsored by Balance Plus.
We're just trying to be leaders as the elite teams and just asking for our governing bodies to determine, is this what we really want and the true integrity of the game.
Curling isn't the first sport to face technological dilemmas. Swimming deemed high-tech full-length suits unfair. Baseball shuns long-range aluminum composite bats in favor of wood. Corporate rivalry aside, the World Curling Tour agrees all brooms need a second look.
At the end of the day, I think the integrity of the game is something that we're trying to protect and sort out.
Curling Canada isn't talking ban, but
we have to take a look at performance thresholds, like how much is too much, and how do we determine that?
In the meantime, there's a season underway, and here on the World Curling Tour, cash on the line, with many of the top teams agreeing not to use anything that can be considered directional until at least there's a definition. Cameron McIntosh, CBC News, Portage La Prairie, Manitoba.